Alright, everybody, welcome back to another Steisty episode of South Side Fishing. I am your host, Nick, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of ice fishing. Again, it's been cold. It's been literally -20 for the past 3 days. We've got a lot of ice here, and we are going to take advantage of that. See if we can't pop some fish through the ice. So we're gonna go out there, head out. It's me and Adam. He's already headed out there to scout out. Hopefully pull up a couple fish and have a good time doing it. So stay tuned. You will always be glad that you did. Okay, so we made it on the ice. We got a couple rods in the water. We got an iFish Pro that we're gonna set up with a little bit of a dead minnow on there. See if we can't get a pike or a catfish. But there's a lot of slush out here right now. It's like really slushy, but we still got safe ice, so that's good. We're gonna start popping some more holes. Hopefully start catching fish. So here we go. He's nipping at it. So he's nipping at it. Got him. There we go. Finally.
It's a bass?
It's a bass. Oh, get in here. And he just came off.
We don't want to eat him.
Look at that. And my GoPro was recording. Nice little bass.
You don't want to. It's cold.
It's very cold. The first fish of the day, finally. It took like a good 30 minutes. Nice little bass. This is my second bass through the ice ever. Actually, I caught my last bass, my first bass at the same spot not too long ago. So I'm gonna let this guy go. Hopefully we can catch a trout today. That's what we're after, some trout. But I will take a bass any day of the week. Oh, there he goes. First off, big fan, love you guys, and I don't want anybody that's watching this video to think that I do not like the GOOGAN Squad, because I absolutely love them. I grew up watching them, and even before the 5 people who have become the GOOGAN Squad were the GOOGAN Squad, I've been watching them. You know, ever since John B was catching crappie off of a dock. And I think you guys are doing some good things and are going far. But I do have to address a question that I have been asked quite a few times on my Instagram. That being, one second. Hey, what do you think about the GOOGAN Squad? Do you think that they're helping the smaller fishing YouTube community grow, or if they're holding them back? That's a great question. I think, this is my opinion, and I do love the GOOGAN Squad, and I love what they're about and what they do. I think they are making it a little bit hard for smaller content creators like us, like myself, like 1,000 trillion other people. They're making it a little bit harder for us to grow. What I mean by that is, take them who have a combined subscriber count of over like 3 million or something like that. And you know what comes with that subscriber count? Money. They have the money to go out and buy, you know, fancy, high quality filming gear. Stuff that's gonna shoot in 1080p and 4K. Now take someone, let's say, with 50 subscribers shooting off of their cell phone, they can only upload in 720p. Now, this generation that we live in now, 2018, even 2017, 2019, we come to expect, us as content creators, people who watch YouTube, they come to expect to watch a high quality video, you know, 1080p or 4K. They don't come to YouTube and specifically look for videos that have 720p or even 480p. Not something we do. And I think it's a bit of a shame that oh, I have not been in focus. It's a bit of a shame that that is the case. You know, back when YouTube started in 2005, people weren't shooting in 4K, they weren't even shooting in 1080p HD. They're shooting in 480p, 720 at the max. And people were okay with that, perfectly fine with that. As long as they told a good story, they'd watch them. And I still think that that can be the case today. If you tell a good story, and I know I'm this way, I'll watch someone who uploaded in 720p or 480p as long as the story's good. You know, but now if you're uploading in low resolution and you're telling a crappy story, then yeah, I'm gonna click off in 0.3 seconds, dude. And this is just me. That I'm not the same as everybody though. So I mean, this is just me. But back to what I was saying, the person with 50 subscribers and uploading with his cell phone, 99% of the time is not gonna have enough money to go out and buy a Sony A7 Mark III $3,000 camera, right? That's why they're filming off of their phone. The GOOGAN squad, on the other hand, has those resources, has the money to gain those resources. Therefore, they put out high quality videos on their personal YouTubes and on the GOOGAN squad channel. And the generation today, 85, maybe 90% of their viewers are below the age of 18. That's just how it works in today's world, you know, 2019. Now that younger generation is gonna be more picky as to what quality video they want to watch. You know, 90% of the kids aren't gonna want to watch something that's pixelated in 480p. They're gonna want to watch something that's nice and crisp in 1080p like I'm shooting, or in 4K like they sometimes shoot. And so I feel like it really limits the smaller YouTubers who can't afford the expensive cameras. It limits their growth. It doesn't mean that they stop growing completely, but it severely limits their growth. And like I was saying, I think the GOOGAN squad makes it a little bit harder for the smaller YouTubers to basically grow. You know, because the GOOGAN squad, they're like the people who do it all. They have it all. You know, they travel for a living and fish. They can afford to travel. They can afford all these guided trips. They can afford all the expensive camera gear. They can afford to do all this cool stuff. Like John B's coming out with his own beer. He actually came out with his own beer company. You know, Free Range Coffee. They came out with their own coffee brand. They came out with their own fishing baits, the GOOGAN baits. They're coming out with their own warehouse in which they're gonna live in, they're gonna create content in, and they're going to do meetups in. All of these things that I've just mentioned are the things that get you a lot of money. And that kind of leaves the question of, what about us? You know? What about us smaller YouTubers that can't afford, you know, an expensive camera, that can't afford to take all these trips, that can't afford to start their own brand? What about us? And I feel like I'm kind of in that boat, if you will. Like I was able to afford this camera. This is like a mid-tier camera. It's definitely not a $3,000, you know, Sony camera, but it's not very cheap either. It's not the cheapest alternative out there. I was very fortunate, and I'm so glad to have this camera that uploads in 1080p, or that shoots in 1080p, I should say. But I, by no means, am able to afford a trip to Mexico every year, a trip to Finland, a trip to anywhere out of the country. What about us? And some people, some smaller content creators couldn't answer that question, and I don't think there's a very definitive answer to that question. Therefore, they have done what we like to call copying. So they'll go out and they'll copy, you know, John B's style or something like that. They'll go out and copy Lunker TV's style, and in hopes that it'll get them views. And it doesn't, a lot of the time it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because no one wants to see another Lunkers TV. No one wants to see another John B. They want to see someone who's created their own style and does their own thing well. Out of focus. And that really is what I try to do, honestly. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't be influenced by people and use, you know, a little bit of their tips and tricks in some of your videos. Like I do it. I'm influenced by John B. I'm influenced by Casey Neistat. I've taken some of their advice and I've applied it to my videos, and I think it works. But I also have come up with my own style, and that is like 95% of my channel is my own style. I just charged this camera battery and it's about to die. Quick shout out to Cast Crew for the hat. And like I was saying, I really don't think there is a definitive answer as to what do we do to get on that level, because we're not growing as fast as we may want to or anything like that. And I honestly, all I can tell you guys is just do your own thing. You know, tell your own story and tell it well. I mean, like, honestly, like, I am not by any chance, by no means am I saying the GOOGAN Squad is making it impossible for, you know, small YouTube channels to be successful. I think it is a little bit limiting. Like I said before, they're kind of stunting our growth. The GOOGAN Squad has become almost a standard. The majority of people who look at fishing on YouTube are gonna be watching their videos. It makes us as smaller content creators just think we have to be like them. We have to do all this stuff like they did to achieve success. And I can't tell you that is the furthest thing from the truth. Be original. Be original and create your own stuff. That's what I'm trying to do, and my channel's growing pretty fast, actually. I've also heard that people say that the GOOGAN Squad is all about money now. I think that is a little bit true. Not 100% true. They're not all out for money, because they do still upload informational videos. Like, back in the day when they all started, they used to have so many informational videos that you could watch, and I feel as if they've kind of strayed away from that and became more into the business oriented side of YouTube, and what comes with that business is money. Doesn't mean that I don't like them. I still love them. I just want to see them kind of shift from the money oriented side back into the informational, having fun fishing side. I don't know. These are just my opinions. I want you guys to let me know what you think. What you think about the GOOGAN Squad, what you think they're doing, if they're helping, if they're hurting. I believe, like, overall, I believe that they are helping quite a bit, and they are securing the future for YouTube fishing and not fishing in general, but YouTube fishing for sure. But I also think that there are some things that they could be doing differently that would help the smaller content creators grow. Like this new warehouse that they're creating. If it could be like a warehouse that small content creators could come from all over the country, hell, even the world, honestly. If the small fishing YouTube content creators could come and like intertwine and mix ideas and collab and all this stuff and promote each other and just all this awesome stuff. I feel like if they created something like that, that it would be so awesome. They'd get a lot of publicity off of it, and it would make our lives as smaller YouTube content creators a little bit easier. But hey, I mean, I respect each and every one of them for what they've been doing, what they have done, what they're probably gonna do. I just wish to stray a little bit away from the money side and come back to the helping the community side of fishing, and help the the younger in the smaller YouTube channels out. I mean, because honestly, you guys, I mean, the GOOGAN Squad has a lot of power. So many people watch them. A lot of younger people watch them. I believe like 80% of their audience is probably under the age of 18, and those kids are the future of fishing. They're the ones that are going to be the future of YouTube fishing, basically. Anyways, I just had to talk about that because I was getting a lot of questions on my Instagram page about that. Yeah, I think I'm done ranting here. I think I'm done answering questions. There's something wrong with my autofocus. What is going on? Focus. It's been kind of a weird video, I know, because I started with a little bit of fishing and then I started talking into this serious stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And share the video with your friends so that I can teach them how to fish if they don't know, and maybe teach them a thing or two about fishing if they already know how to do it. So, I'm digging it. I'm feeling good. I will catch you guys on the next episode of Please Don't Fall Off the Table. Southside Fishing. Stay warm. Catch fish. I'll see you guys later.